Shalom, shalom, shalom. Israel, brother Amos with the Watchman for Israel. First and foremost, what we're going to do is give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, to the brothers pushing his truth and strong sincerity, laboring on the highways and byways, doing all they can for the hopeful elect and for the nation of Israel. I want to give y'all a strong shalom. To the sisters holding down in the household, reverencing their husbands, being a teacher of good things to the younger women and towards the women and towards the children. I want to give y'all a strong shalom as well. And to the men and women forsaking this world, coming back to serve our God, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, I want to compel y'all to be at the church of Berea, to search the scriptures daily and diligently to see if the words that be spoken to you are true or not. Right? Let the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai be true and every man a liar. Right? So we're going to touch on Psalms 141. Right? And it reads, Lord, I cry unto thee, make haste unto me, give ear unto my voice when I cry unto thee. Let my prayer be set forth before thee as incense, and lifting up of my hands as the evening sacrifice. Set a watch, O Lord, before my mouth. Keep the door of my lips. Right? So you got to ask the Lord to set a watch upon your mouth and upon your lips, so you don't say anything that'll cause offense, anything that can cast you into the other parts of darkness. You know, you got to make sure that you speaking, thus saith the Lord, and not your own belly and wickedness. Right? Let's go to James chapter 3. Right? James chapter 3, and we're going to go to verse 5. Right? James chapter 3 and verse 5. Even so, the tongue is a little member and boasts of great things. Behold, how great a matter a little fire kindleth. And the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. So is the tongue among our members, that it defileth the whole body, and setteth on fire the course of nature, and it is set on fire of hell. Right, so the tongue has brought down great nations, many kingdoms, destroyed marriages, friendships, right, turn friends to enemies, right? It casts all things to the fire of hell, meaning it can destroy and do much worse than a sword can do, right? For every kind of beast and of birds and of serpents and of things of the sea is tamed, it has been tamed of mankind, but the tongue can no man tame. It is unruly, evil, and full of deadly poison. Right? So it's hard to have discipline over your tongue. Sometimes you say things without thinking it, or you just blurt it out, and then you're like, damn, why did I say that? But you got to ask the Lord to set a seal over your mouth so that you don't say these things that'll cause offense, have brothers look at you sideways, to say something like this brother is wicked or X, Y, and Z. Right? Let's go to Matthew chapter 12. Right, Matthew chapter 12, and we're going to jump down to verse number 35, I believe. Matthew chapter 12, verse 35. And it reads, a good man out of the good treasure of his heart bringeth forth good things, and an evil man out of the evil treasures bringeth forth evil things. But I say unto you, that every idle word that a man shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned. Right? So your words can cut you off from being saved, can cut you off from barely making it, can cause you to be put into destruction, cause the Lord to have your enemies to treat you wickedly, and ultimately can have you in the hands of man who had no mercy or compassion like the Most High. So you have to be mindful of the words that you speak. You have to be mindful of the things that you say to certain people. Right? Because words do get misconstrued if you leave that up to for chance. Right? That's why you have to let your words be few and not just rambling off at the mouth. Right? Incline not my heart to an evil thing, to practice wicked works with men that work iniquity, and let me not eat of their dainties. Let the righteous smite me, it shall be a kindness, and let him reprove me, it shall be an excellent oil, which shall not break my head, for yet my prayer also shall be in their calamities. right? So let the righteous smite thee. What does that mean? That means it's better to be reproved as a righteous man, right? It's better to be reproved. Let him smite you with his words. Let him correct you and have you feel low so you can be cut so that you can walk in the way of righteousness. It's better to be reproved by the righteous than to be praised by the wicked, right? Let's go to Sirach chapter 22 and verse 22. I'm going to start at 21. Right? Though thou drawest a sword at thy friend, yet despair not, for there may be a returning to favor. If thou hast opened thy mouth against thy friend, fear not, for there may be a reconciliation, except for upbraiding of pride, or disclosing or secrets, or a treacherous wound. For these things a friend will depart. Be faithful to thy neighbor, right? That's what being faithful is. Smiting somebody when they're in error, correcting them when they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Right? Be faithful to thy neighbor in his poverty, that thou mayest rejoice in his prosperity. Right? When you're brought low in the spirit because you're doing things that you shouldn't be doing, right? You acting in a manner that the Lord does not condemn, that the Lord does not approve of, right? According to the precepts, right? You gotta be low with that person as well. Be faithful to them in their poverty, when they're poor in the spirit. Abide steadfast unto him in the time of his trouble, that thou mayest be heir with him in his heritage. For a mean estate is not always to be condemned, nor the rich that is foolish to be his admiration. Right? So it's not always how you can be a friend at a certain time. It's how you be a friend at all times. Right? Being corrected, right? Being reproved so that you don't fall short again. Right, let's go to Sirach 6 and verse 14. And it reads, a faithful friend is a strong defense, and he that has found such as one has found a treasure. Nothing doeth countervail a faithful friend, his excellency is invaluable. A faithful friend is the medicine of life, and they that fear the Lord shall find him. Right? A faithful friend is a medicine of life. He shall be an excellent oil, like you said in Psalms 141. That excellent oil to make you smell good, to give you understanding, to make you heal. Right? That's what a faithful friend is. Right? You should have faithful friends that'll smite you, so that you don't fall into the same condemnation and same folly and vanity that you were in before. Right? It's important to have these people to correct you. Right, let's go back to Psalms 141. Right, Psalms 141 and verse 6. When their judges are overthrown in stony places, they shall hear my words, for they are sweet. Our bones are scattered at the grave's mouth, and when one cutteth and cleaveth wood upon the earth. But mine eyes are unto thee, O God, the Lord in thee is my trust. Leave not my soul destitute. Right? So when you put your trust in the Lord, that's where faith comes in. Faith comes in that the Lord is going to deliver you from your adversaries, deliver you from your enemies, have you walking upon your feet in righteousness. Right? That the Lord will not leave you out in despair and walking and lamenting and groaning and crying as we do day in, day in, as we did day in and day out when we were in the world. Right now we understand that it's more riches waiting for us. We understand that it's more life waiting for us. And the works of the Lord are gracious and build us up to withstand the days of trouble that we're coming to see. Right? Faith cometh by hearing. So you have to hear about the works that the Lord has done, how our forefathers put their trust into the Lord. Verse 9, keep me from the snares which they have laid for me, and the gins of the workers of iniquity. Let the wicked fall into their own nets, whilst that I withal escape. Right, so the Lord will do a whole 180 on them. Right, you think you're gonna fall into this trap, but they fell into it. Right, like how in Scooby-Doo, when they was coming to find out who was the person behind the mask, right? They laid out a trap for them to fall into, and they will fall into it, right? So trust in the Lord, walk in all his ways, trust in all his ways, and seek him when you're in a lower state, seek him when you're in mirth, seek him when you're down, right? Always cleave unto the Lord. With that, shalom.